All right, our last effort here in SketchUp is going to be it's going to be a model that you build yourself from scratch, and it's going to be a 2-day thing. You're going to have two class period equivalent of 2 class periods to work on it. So let's take a look at what's going on here. You're going to have to just design kind of a house or a dwelling or an estate, or it could be a castle, whatever you want to call it. And let's look at these things. You're going to get to SketchUp for schools. You'll do create new. You'll just use the simple template. Feet and inches is good. Start from scratch and build everything yourself. Okay. You have to have like a main building. It would be, if you're thinking about like a residence, someplace where somebody lives, it would be their house, right? You would just kind of build the house. And then you have to design and build at least one additional structure that goes with that main building. And it could be things like a swimming pool or a tennis court or a putting green or a paintball venue or an apocalypse bunker or a detached garage or whatever you come up with to build. Um, Use your imagination and get in there and have at it and build something. Add a flying tour, which is what we did in the previous assignment, the one right before this, a flying tour that has at least 5 scenes in it. So there's that, and put some effort into the details. For example, if you're building a house, you wouldn't just like make a box and say, well, okay, that's it. It's things like fill it, give it windows, put a door on it, put a roof on it if you can figure out ways to put a roof on it. Details are going to be important. Put some details into what you do. Just think through the things that you could add to make it look better and to improve your model. Most of the scoring is going to be based on some effort and completeness here. I'm giving you a couple of days to do it, so put enough effort into adding some detail and make it look decent. It's not going to be scored on like perfect accuracy or being super good at the program. It's more about just putting a little effort into what you do. All right, saving. When you're all ready to save it, up at the top left, it'll say Untitled up there. So click where it says Untitled, give it a name, and then it'll have you browse to the folder on your Google Drive where you want to save the project. So do that, select the folder, and then that will save it in that folder. Turn in the finished project when it is all done. So the next thing I'm going to do is hop over here to SketchUp and show you mine. Now, first of all, I'm just manually going to kind of move around here. I do, if you're looking over on the right-hand side, I do have an animated movie, which I might get to here in a minute. But to begin with, I'm just going to kind of manually give you a little bit of a tour here. This is the main building right here. And it's not, I mean, if you look inside here, there's like an empty courtyard that has a pool, and there's like, I don't know, this could be a changing house back here, and there's walls around it. And I made this kind of walkway around. It's kind of a 2-level walkway. You'll see doorways kind of cut out right here, and that's true on every one of the corners. Like, see, there's a doorway right there, and there's a doorway right there, and I didn't cut them all the way through in this case, but that's okay. So if somebody wanted to, they could get out in the open air and walk around the top edge of this, maybe if the weather's good. But what if you want to go jogging and the weather's bad, right? So you could jog inside this glass encased kind of track that goes around that upper level right there. So that was my idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. And I've got all the walls and the spires, and I put some glass in the points up here. That's filled with glass up there, and there is a pool inside there with a diving board. That's what I mean by details. Look, find ways to, I didn't have to add a diving board, but I did. So there's a swimming pool with a little diving board in there, and okay. So what else do I have? That's the main building, right? That's the main building. So over here we have a garage. All right, so this is what I mean by a separate structure. This is one example of a separate structure or a separate feature. It's a two-door garage where you could put ATVs or your car, or you could store your boat in there or whatever you got to store. And there's glass in there so you can see inside the garage. I didn't put anything in it, but you see what's there, right? Right? Okay, so there's my garage. Okay. Back here, of course, everybody needs to have a helipad where a helicopter can land at your house in case somebody's coming to visit and they're bringing their helicopter. So I've got a landing area for a helicopter in the back. And that H there I just did with the line tool, just by click, 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 and then filled it with a color, right? Circle raised up with push-pull and offset tool and fill some stuff and draw the H. And then over here, the person that lives here or comes here a lot obviously would be a swimmer or diver, because we also have a diving area over here, a high platform diving area with water in the pool, and an enclosed elevator kind of thing. And there's not really an elevator structure inside that, but there's doors down here. And again, that's, I mean, when I say detail, it's that kind of thing. Even making it look like, oh, there's a door to get into the elevator. And if you look up here, I'm going to bring you around up here. There's a door up at the top where you could get out onto this platform and then walk down here, and you're ready to jump off and do your 8.5 somersault with 3 twists or whatever. Okay, so there's that. So I actually have several extra structures on mine. The main building is this house. Oh, there's a ramp leading up to the door, by the way, that has knobs on it, right? So again, detail, right? Find ways to add details. So that's the main building, and then I've got a garage and a helipad on the back and the diving well over here on the side. Now I do have like a 7-scene tour over here, so I've got scene 1, scene 2. So if I come up here to scene 1 and then I hit my play button, and I might not play the whole tour. There it goes, all right, because I think I set my delay time on 5 seconds, and we maybe don't want to wait through all of that, but it just kind of orbits around the whole property here and gives you a peek at all of the different angles. There's the helipad, right? It's going to go over and show you the diving well here next. All right, so there's the diving well, and I'm going to go ahead and hit pause there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, that's really pretty much what I want to show you in this video. So it's going to be a matter of jumping in there and having at it, and going to work and seeing what you can build. And I'm not going to be super picky, but you do have to put a little effort into it. If you get into something you think, I can't figure out how to do this, then maybe change your idea, simplify it a little bit. I don't want you to be super frustrated with trying to do something that you don't know how to do and you get mad about it. I'm not after that kind of thing. All right. So there you go. That's it. That's our next 2-day project in Google SketchUp.